At the Capitol, mylegislator.tv, where we get to meet another fine gentleman in Representative Todd Thomsen. Representative Thomsen, as always, thanks for coming on with us.
Man, it's so good to be here, and it's so good to have an opportunity to visit with really anybody that's watching this, but hopefully my constituents, people that can actually vote for me. You know, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today is the fact that we have legislation currently at the Capitol that deals with education. I mean, every year we have legislation that deals with education, but we really have some pretty profound reform measures that are being looked at. And I've tried to talk to teachers and tell them that every bill, especially bills that are so controversial, have such an impact, are really what we would call a work in progress. And it sounds like a cliche terminology, but truly that's what it is. And Senate Bill 834 was a bill that, you know, for years here in the legislature that teachers, administrators, school boards have said we would like to not have all the mandates that you require. Basically, the line would go something like this. It would be, if you guys would quit trying to legislate from the Capitol how we run schools and let us do that because we're the experts, then that would be better for us and for the kids. All this said was, good, here, you have no mandates, you have no regulations, there's no requirements, you run the schools, let the locally elected school board that are from the community, that have an interest in the school, let them make decisions, let the superintendent they hire make decisions, let the school, the teachers take their initiatives to the school board and make those changes. Well, like every bill, everybody said, no mandates, we don't want them, until we said, okay, you don't have any, and then each group said, whoa, 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 wait a minute. We said we didn't want mandates, but we do like these mandates. And like every bill, it started in the Senate. It slowly worked its way through the process. Things were added in, things that were request of unions like OEA, request of the School Board Association, request of the Superintendent's Association, request of business. And so the bill has changed, and so now there's a minimum salary schedule, there's due process, teacher certification, there is health benefits for teachers, there's teacher retirement, so a lot of things. Now, is it every single thing that OEA wants? Absolutely not. There are some things that it does not contain. Is it everything that the School Board Association wanted? No. Is it everything that the superintendents wanted? No. But it is a compromised bill that essentially says you all have more control, we will have less oversight here. Now, the State Department of Education will still have oversight. There will still be requirements for graduation, things like that, but basically it's saying you as a local community, you need to help your school achieve the standards that we're going to set. And so I have not even voted on the bill yet, but I kind of wanted to educate our teachers, let them know. I know that there's some concern, there's fear. You have plenty of people that are within the teaching community that are promoting that fear, and so I understand that. But currently the bill has been worked on and changed and is a better bill than what it was, and so I think there's some real positives for that bill.
Give me, if you would, and all of us, a reference that when we want to go look this bill up, what's the number again?
Yeah, Senate Bill 834, and I didn't give that reference because all of them can tell you the reference because they've all been letting me know what the reference is.
Well, and for the rest of us who haven't been able to look it up yet, Senate Bill 834, of course, at oksenate.gov. It's very easy to get into that reference and actually read the entire bill. And the way that I understand what you were talking about, Representative Thomsen, is the process caused a bill that started off one way. You guys started receiving input from people, and it is now changed. It's morphed a little bit, and we have to see what the outcome becomes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what this really does, one of the benefits of the bill even being run is that it exposes to a great extent, one, maybe the lack of involvement from the community or lack of knowledge about how the process works within education. I think we all are at fault for not being actively involved in our local schools as much as we should be. But it also reveals a little bit of a lack of connection, a lack of trust between administrators, school boards, and teachers. And I think really what the ultimate goal of the bill would be is that, hey, we know that school boards and teachers don't always agree. We know that superintendents and school boards and teachers don't always agree. But would those fights and those decisions be better made really kind of at home in their community, as opposed to somebody that really has no direct connection or no vested interest in that community making all of the decisions, which currently is what we're criticized for at present. So, I think it's a challenge. However the bill ends up, I think it's a challenge for all of us to become more actively involved in the education of our kids, so that we all, one, support the teachers that are there, that we give our opinions to the superintendent and the administrators. It's funny, if there is a sports team that's not performing that well in a local school, we have no hesitation as a community of voicing our opinion and saying what we think about the coach or whatever. But if the school is not going that well, if we think that there should be a science lab where there's not, there's really a lot of silence on that.
Yes.
And so we should be more active about that, and that should be really where our priority is.
Wow, and you make a fabulous point for all of us, because really, I, as an individual, all of us as individuals can have an impact just by sharing our insights and sharing what we're looking for. And that's what we want to encourage. And I hear you loud and clear. It sounds like not only can we have an impact up here with our representatives, but we need to have more of an impact at home with the people who are educating our kids and spending almost as much time with our kids as we are.
Right. It's sometimes I think one of the difficult things about this is that sometimes it's easy to send negative comments or even positive comments from a community up to the legislature. It's more difficult to actually come and be a part of this process and get involved with your legislator. On the same hand, it's very difficult sometimes for that person to go locally and voice concerns and oppositions and really get your elbows dirty with that, because we've got our friends. We hurt feelings and we express opinions, and so I think what we all do is we end up going into our own corners and we just get mad at each other, and teachers get in their corners and superintendents over here and principals and parents, and we're all separated, even though ultimately I think we all have the same goal of seeing our kids have a better education and a better future.
So working together and letting your voice be heard. That's great insight. I appreciate that, Representative Thomsen. Now, something that's pretty funny, though, that I heard coming up, and probably already passed as we watch this, but right. You're going to be playing some donkey basketball?
Well, they've watched me play real basketball,
okay.
And so they said that maybe the donkey would help. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to be on a donkey. I don't know. Really, the last year what they put me in charge of was being the pooper scooper. So can I say that on TV?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
So that's what I was in charge of last year, and was very effective at that, I might add. And then also raising money last year. And I told them, maybe the better thing for them to raise money is just stick me on the middle of the court and let people throw things at me, for a donation.
There you go.
And so,
you go.
But either way, I'm willing to do whatever, and love participating in community activities.
The consummate public service right here at the Capitol. Get involved, make a difference in your community, our communities all across the state. Representative Todd Thomsen, thank you again for being with us.
All right, thanks.